Good morning, this is Nick with Williams Sewer Line Inspectors performing a video inspection of 6120 West 75th Street in Westchester. Right now we're looking at the sewer line, which is just out in the front yard. This is a clay material. There's some roots in it right now. These are probably grass roots. They're of a minor degree. They should be cleaned out on about a yearly basis just to prevent them from getting too thick. Here we have a little bit of a root coming in at the top of the pipe. It's not really coming in through a joint. Typically we'll see roots coming in through joints. This one's coming through a little crack in the pipe at the top. Just because this is out of the flow of water, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is not something that would need to be replaced. This is really a small crack. It's not transferring around the diameter of the pipe. It doesn't seem like it's going to be any problem for the system. It should be cleaned on a yearly basis, just because when you have little bits of roots coming in through a crack like that, they will more easily damage a pipe if they're not maintained. So all houses with clay systems, which is about 99.9% of all houses in LA, have clay and do need maintenance. But not everybody knows that they should, and that's where most of the breaks and cracks and whatnot comes from in clay pipe. Here we have an access point which has been installed in the past. This is underneath the green irrigation control cover that's in the front yard, just in front of the front door. And then we're going to go ahead and continue in clay as we go underneath the front steps, those brick steps in the front. It's about 3 feet deep, the pipe at this point. This clay actually looks pristine. Here we have a little bit of an offset in the joint. This is within tolerances. It's not going to cause a problem for the system. And then here we go back into, I think this is a cast iron pipe. So now this is the original pipe material for this building. A lot of it has been upgraded at this time with plastic. We still appears to have about 20 feet of cast iron. This is probably everything that was buried in the house underneath the crawl space. Typically, when some is plastic and some is cast iron, they'll replace everything they can get to very easily with plastic pipe, and then the cast iron that they leave is underneath the surface of the ground under the crawl space, and they didn't see it, and it's not very visible, so they leave it. At this time, however, this is looking to be in a very good shape. This type of cast iron material will actually deform and form bubbles when it gets older, and give you a really good idea that it's getting much older. This is much younger. It looks like it might be about 30 or 40 years old. Then we're back into, this is the plastic where they probably replaced up to underneath the house. And everything from here back to our access point is this plastic material. Plastic is a great material for sewer lines because it doesn't rust. It doesn't have negative effects from the chemicals which are normally found in such a line. And it has a sealed joint system which doesn't allow for root intrusion. Also, it's a flexible material, so if it is subjected to excessive force or stress by an earthquake or roots growing around it, instead of cracking, it'll just flex a little bit. So it really doesn't crack or break or have roots that block it. It's just a great material for piping. It's estimated to last for about 200 years before needing replacement. This is the access point that we use today. There's the back of the house there, the garage. We're going to go ahead and do a second video from the front access point in the front yard. Please see that second video for the final findings and recommendations.